LANDR distribution is one of my most requested distributor reviews. I'm gonna go over everything that you get when you join LANDR, and I reached out to LANDR to see if they would provide some kind of discount just in case you wanna check them out yourself. And they provided a 20% off code in the description below. So be sure to check that out if you like anything that you see in this video. I'm gonna walk through every feature and describe what it is, compare it to other distributors, and also talk about how the pricing works. So let's dive in. What is LANDR Studio? It's really important to know that LANDR is more than just a distribution company. They actually started out as an AI mastering company years ago, and they've just released their LANDR mastering plugin that you can use in any digital audio workstation and have the power of AI mastering in your regular production flow. So that's really cool. That's the roots of LANDR, but they've expanded. They've added on other services and features such as music distribution. They have a sample library for you beat makers and producers out there. They have an exclusive plugin library that works with any digital audio workstation. And these are brands that I've purchased plugins from in the past, such as Spitfire Audio. They have vocal tuning plugins so that you can auto-tune your vocals, stuff like that. Then they have their collaboration software, which doesn't get talked about a lot, but it's basically a high resolution screen sharing and project sharing software, kind of like Zoom, but higher quality, where you can connect over the internet with other artists and producers and be on the same session and collaborate around the world. That's really cool. Also in this collaboration category, they have the ability to hire and sell your services, just like soundbetter.com. They have their own professional marketplace. And lastly, they have their own premium course library where you can learn music production, you can learn marketing or music theory. All of this is included in what they call LANDR Studio. And it's important you know how this works. LANDR Studio is the full membership where you get everything that I just mentioned, including the mastering plugins, the AI software, the sample libraries, distribution, the educational courses. That's LANDR Studio. You can also get any of those elements on their own. So if you want to only do distribution, you don't want to get the mastering plugin, you don't want to have their collaboration software or anything like that, you just go over to pricing and you can see how they have LANDR Studio, which is the full package, but you can get anything you want a la carte. So LANDR offers a lot, and you can do what I did. As I was preparing for this video, I actually used all of the individual sections to kind of get the full feature set in my mind and understand that if you get LANDR Studio, you get everything. You get everything in all of these tabs. So the way that they break out the pricing is that they have an Essentials plan, a Standard plan, and a Pro plan. The Essentials and the Standard plan, they line up with the Distribution Basic and the Distribution Pro. So if you want to get basic distribution, which is still unlimited releases, you keep 100% of your royalties, and you get YouTube Content ID collected, which is huge. Usually that's an add-on in other places like Distrokid. Distribution Basic is included in the Essentials, and you can kind of see how that lines up. You can see the same language, unlimited distribution to 150 stores, but you get more than only distribution if you get LANDR Studio. So you upgrade in every category as you upgrade your LANDR Studio subscription. That's how this works. So for example, with mastering on the Essentials plan, you only get unlimited MP3 masters. However, upgrading to Standard, you get Wave masters as well as the LANDR mastering plugin, the SE version. And then if you go Pro, you get unlimited HD Wave masters, which is the highest quality they offer. Plus, you get the Pro version of their mastering plugin. Once again, you can use that in your DAW like Pro Tools or Ableton, Logic, etc. Similarly, as you ascend to higher tiers of LANDR Studio, you get more sample library credits. You start out with 1,200 in Essentials, and it goes all the way up to 2,400 in Pro. And you also get more plugins as you ascend higher. So you get $2,000 worth of plugins in Essentials, and that upgrades to $3,000 worth of plugins. You get all of this extra stuff. Plugins from Arturia, you get Ableton Live Lite, you get Repitch, which is vocal tuning, and you also get this cool guitar effects suite as well. Now it's worth noting that all of these plans include the premium education library, and all of these plans also include the pro version of their collaboration software. That's the high quality Zoom room where you can collaborate on a session together across the world. So what I'll do now is I'll actually dive into my account and I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. But just as a quick summary, this is a great visual right here of everything that you can get either in a collection if you sign up for LANDR Studio, or individually if you just want only distribution or only unlimited mastering or only the plugin library, which I think it's the best value if you just get everything, because the way that their pricing works out is that if you want at least 2 of these features, let's say for example distribution and their sample library, which is already $5.99 a month, you might as well just get LANDR Studio and get everything else. So now let's dive into my LANDR account so you can see what it looks like after you sign up. I'll show you their backend portal, how everything's laid out, and then let me know in the comments if there's any feature that you want to learn more about, because this is just a walkthrough overview. But if you want to get a deeper dive in one specific feature, let me know in the comments. That's really helpful so I can plan out that content for you. So once you have a LANDR account, you click the Go to App button, and now you're inside of the LANDR app. This is the app that contains everything that you get in LANDR Studio in one menu. So you can see I can go into the mastering portion of LANDR, or I can go into the distribution portion of LANDR, and all of this is here in my dashboard. Scrolling down in the app, they give you what's sort of like a news feed so that you can know if there's any new content or new samples that they released, just so you can get inspired or jump on a sample pack before other people do. Let's check out this Soul of the 70s golden sample library, and you'll see their whole platform is really expertly built out. It's almost like you have multiple services all in one. This really reminds me of a service I used to pay for called Splice, which is how I got a lot of my samples before I discovered LANDR. And it's very similar, where you can easily audition the samples, you can scrub through the audio. At a glance, you can see the BPM and what key the sample is in. And you can also save and organize your samples either by favoriting it or adding it to a folder collection. And if you decide you want to use this sample in a production, you simply click the download button and it uses one of your sample credits. Remember, you get thousands of these credits even on their lowest plan. Headed back to the dashboard, you can see that there's a sampling of every category of LANDR, including at the bottom, you can hire a pro in their marketplace for mixing or get feedback, or even hire coaches, which is pretty cool. But the 2 features I'm guessing that you're most interested in are LANDR mastering and LANDR distribution. So I'm gonna click into those so you can see what they look like. And once again, let me know if you have any questions or any specific features you want me to make a hyper-focused video on in the future. First, let's dig into mastering, and if you hover over these little info icons, LANDR will remind you exactly what you get on your plan. So you can see that I get unlimited MP3s, unlimited waves, and the HD wave masters. I'm gonna click master a track so you can see what the interface looks like. Mastering a song is as easy as drag and drop. All you need to do is drag your unmastered or semi-mastered file in the highest quality that you can export, preferably a wave file. I'll just drag in one of my demos that I'm working on right now. And once you do that, you'll see that it's uploading and it's getting analyzed by LANDR, and it's going to automatically enhance the audio. LANDR detects your genre and subgenre. It's going to analyze what your song needs sonically to build the best master possible. It's really quite impressive, and the way that I have been using it lately is that I will do everything that I want creatively in my digital audio workstation and begin mastering it myself. So I'll master it tonally, I'll try to get the right punch that I want, and what I do next is I'll drag it into LANDR to do kind of the finishing touches and see what LANDR wants to do. And you'll see in a few seconds that it gives me options between a heavy, stronger master or even a more gentle, subtle version, and you can dial it into your exact taste. My demo is now uploaded, and you can listen back by pressing the play button and toggle between the original and the mastered audio. This volume match button normalizes both versions so that there's not a huge volume increase, which can trick your ears. So if you want the volume to be matched while you're toggling, check this volume match button. Then below, just as I mentioned prior, you can customize whether you want your master to be warm, balanced, or open. These are going to be sonic options that you'll listen to in your studio monitors and decide which works the best for your song and your taste. And the same goes with loudness. This is kind of the compression and the energy that's going to be applied to your track. You can go low, medium, or high. If you don't know what you should choose in the style or loudness settings, you can alternatively upload a reference track, and LANDR will analyze that reference track sonically as well and create a profile to master your track to, which will make it very similar in sound. So you might want to go that route, especially if you want to make it sound similar to your past releases, or you even aspire to sound like one of your favorite artists and you like how their music is mastered. Back in the dashboard, we just looked at the mastering portion of LANDR, and let me know in the comments if you want me to go deeper in any feature. But let's check out LANDR distribution now, and similarly, you can hover your mouse over this info icon, and it'll give you a summary of everything that you get in your LANDR plan. Your music will get distributed to Spotify, Apple Music, all the way to Pandora, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and you'll also get social media distribution, so your music appears on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, plus many more, over 150 streaming and social platforms. To enter into the distribution portion of the LANDR app, click Start a Release. Now we have teleported into the distribution area of LANDR, and this video is getting a little long, so perhaps I should make another video actually walking you through the distribution process step by step and showing you how to upload your album artwork and all the buttons to click. If you want a video like that, let me know in the comments. But here are the most important takeaways from LANDR distribution that I think you need to know if you are considering this company. First, you keep 100% of your streaming royalties with LANDR distribution, and that's great. There are lots of different distribution pricing models that exist out there. If you didn't see my distribution pricing comparison video, I'll link that in the description below because I think that's required viewing so you know which pricing model is the best for your music situation. And LANDR is in the category of you pay a subscription, but you keep all your royalties. CD Baby isn't like that. AWOL isn't like that, right? So just know that this is really great if you are getting lots and lots of streams and you're earning lots of royalties because you keep all of them. The second biggest takeaway that you need to know about LANDR distribution is that they will never take your music down even if you cancel your subscription. And that is very unique. Other distribution companies actually do the opposite. For example, if you cancel your subscription, your music gets taken off of streaming platforms, or you need to pay an additional fee to keep it live. That's what Distrokid does. You need to pay the Leave a Legacy fee. It's an add-on in order to keep your music up after you cancel your subscription. LANDR doesn't do that. They keep your music live even if you decide one day that you need to cancel LANDR Studio. What happens is that your distribution automatically switches to more of a CD Baby model or even an AWOL distribution model where they take a cut of your royalties on the back end. And that's a really great thing because you kind of get the best of both worlds. If you want to earn 100% of your royalties, you enter into that pricing model. And if one day you retire from music or you're not going to promote as actively anymore, you can switch to that profit sharing model where LANDR takes 15% of your royalties on the back end, which is pretty much identical to CD Baby and AWOL distribution. For me, that was a feature that really solidified LANDR in my mind. That's why I've been recommending them for a long time. And I think that this is one of the safer platforms because of this policy. Now, this video is getting long enough, but there are a few more distribution features that I want to make you aware of. So I'm going to head over here to the list and highlight the fact that LANDR distribution also includes royalty splits. This is great, and LANDR really across the board has prioritized collaboration in all of their features. And the royalty splits feature is just another great tool if you're writing with other songwriters or you want to split the streaming revenue with your producer. All of that is possible with LANDR distribution. And the best part is that your collaborator does not need a paid account in order to receive royalties. Not every distributor is like that, but with LANDR, you truly can collaborate with everyone and it can all run on your account. Another feature that stands out with LANDR is the integrated cover song licensing within the distribution process. This means that if you're releasing a cover song to the world on Spotify and Apple Music, that license that is required by law for you to purchase, you can just purchase it in the distribution process. You don't have to go to a third-party website. You don't have to contact the publisher to get permission. All you have to do is just pay 15 bucks and LANDR takes care of all the paperwork, all of the licensing for you. And that's available on every single tier of distribution, which is a premium feature, I think, and it's a great option if you're an artist that primarily uploads covers. This makes it so easy to stay in line with the law, get your licenses secured in one seamless step. A couple more important features in a speed round, and leave a comment below if there's anything that you want me to dive into deeper in a future video, but this is really cool. If you are a record label on the Distribution Pro account, you get 5 artists. However, if you need 10 artists or 20 artists all in one LANDR account, you can add additional artists to the Distribution Pro account at $10 per year per additional artist. And that's actually really cheap for distribution. So you can scale up your record label at a pretty significant price cut on the Distribution Pro account. Another really cool thing, really quick, is you can use your own ISRCs with any of the LANDR distribution tiers. That means you can move your entire catalog over to LANDR, reuse your existing ISRC codes. There's a unique one for every recording, and that will preserve your stream counts and your current playlist placements on Spotify. So you can make a seamless transition if you want to move your personal song library or if you want to even move your whole record label onto LANDR distribution. It is possible because of this ISRC transfer feature. Guys, as you can see, LANDR has a lot, and it was really hard cramming everything that they offer into one video. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you want me to focus in on and potentially make a dedicated video on. I really want to hear your voice because this overview video was already jam-packed and I feel like I barely scratched the surface. And as a quick reminder, if you are thinking of checking out LANDR, remember I did secure that 20% off discount link and I'll leave that in the description below. So be sure to use that, save money, and it helps the channel as well. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in a future video.